Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavarogina Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Purnamadat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. A time will come in life when sooner or later you will have to let go of a few things. When you are born, you're only interested in one or two things, but as you grow up, you start accumulating more and more. Your mind becomes absolutely restless from focusing on this thing to that thing to that thing to this thing. People, relationships, activities, goals, targets, pleasing this person, pleasing that person, attending to this, the fear of missing out. But if you are wise, you will realize soon that somewhere you need to put a full stop. If not a full stop, a comma. You have to slow down. If you are otherwise, then also this will happen. Old age, disease, when your strength starts fading away, when your senses start becoming weak, you will automatically be forced to let go. And when you retire, the world lets go of you. All those people around you, supporting you, being with you, spending time with you, they all disappear. You will be on your own. Before the existence forces this solitude on you, this state where you have too much time and don't know what to do on you, you become aware of this. For some people, some events will trigger this automatically. Maybe death of a closed one, maybe death or disappearance of somebody of your own age, or maybe your own birthday, 50th birthday, 55th birthday. It comes suddenly, something tells you, hold on, how much time I have got now, how much more I have got John. That brings a sense of urgency, especially if you've been on the path. That should certainly bring some sense of introspection, reflection in you to think that I spent too much time wasting. Now I need to pick up the pieces. Now I need to prioritize. The sooner you realize this, the better it is for you. The more mature you are, the more intelligent you appear. This stage of preparation for solitude or minimalism, what you can call, or less and less dependence and interaction with the world, with more and more time for yourself, is called vanaprastha. And this, if done properly, will lead you to sannyasa, the ability to freely let go of the world and actively pursue liberation. But without this preparation, it's very difficult to let go of the world. Most people end up on their deathbed like this, without much preparation at all. And that's why there is a sense of, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. There is regret, there is panic, there is sadness, there is reluctance, there is resistance. Our silence course is one such preparation. No, we prepare you to let go of the world for a few days. Meditation is letting go of the world for a few minutes. It is only so that you get used to this. You can make it a habit. You can make it a welcome habit, not a habit of obligation. So, when you are able to slowly become used or get used to letting go of the world, when I mean world, what it's just people and things around you. When you're able to let go of people and things and your own mind, if you can keep it aside of all these cravings and aversions, you will notice that by and by you'll end up in a stage where you have so much time. Just imagine your silence course, you've got so much time. What to do? Imagine you have a weekend suddenly where, or you had a very busy week, suddenly a weekend is upon you. Children are not at home, or there is nobody, you got no other, you no got no uh, backlog of cooking or cleaning or whatever. Those 2 days you got nothing to do. What would you do? Most people will don't know what to do. So what do they do then? They just fill it up with sleeping a lot. So most people may oversleep, overeat, binge watch the television, and you end up the day, you end up being wasted and tired and feeling useless at the end of the day. Haven't you seen this? This is a very tamasic way of utilizing your spare time. And the tamasic way is also called as the Asuri way. Krishna calls in the Gita the Asuri gunas which come up at this attitude. What are these? Pramada, Alasya, and Nidra. This is what you do. This is what most people do when they suddenly have free time with nothing to do. Either they will sleep it off, they don't wake up early in the morning, or they sit and overeat, or over talk, over gossip, over socialize, or binge watch television. And though I am relaxing to some extent, but you will notice that by the end of the day, if you do it the whole day, how wretched you feel. Why? Because you exhausted all your quota of prana in the day. You have not done anything constructive, you have not done anything creative, but you're just engaged in the senses and the sense object so much that all the prana has drained. You do realize that for any senses to function, any of your faculties to function, you need energy, you need prana. And that prana, if you keep on pouring it out through the senses, it just drains you, makes you tired. And then there may be another category of people whom you are more driven, more passionate, more ambitious, more greedy. These are called the Rajasic people. What do they get engaged in? They get engaged in avidya, kama, and karma. They somehow start believing in competitiveness, bringing out the best for them. That there is so much for them to achieve, there is not much time, and they want to beat the neighbor, beat the person next to them to the goal. This ignorance feeds in them kama, desire, and the desire propels karma, action. Avidya, kama, karma, this will propel them into more and more action. Once again, this will tire. Yes, it will bring you some success, it will bring you some name, fame, but you ask all those people who are rich and famous, they are nowhere. Nothing in them. They say life is an empty promise. All this was promised, was never delivered. Do you see this? It never delivered what it promised. So they think at the peak of the mountain there is something great. So they keep running, climbing. They endure the difficulties. They sacrifice this, sacrifice that, go to the top, and then see there is nothing. It is barren. They can't say that because they'll appear foolish. So they show off as if there is something there. All they find is loneliness there. They are alone at the peak. When you have too much handed over to you without any effort, then the tamasic attitudes come up. You see all these rich, spoiled kids, or in countries where still the monarchy is there and everything is served them on a platter. If you look at their families, the people over there where they don't have to put an effort for anything, people come and put their shoes on for them to walk. Do you know about this movie Shatranj Ke Khiladi? It's a true story of this Nizams or Nawabs in Lucknow. Now, this Nawab was playing chess with another person. And when he was playing chess, his kingdom got attacked and they were coming for him. So everybody was running, but he was sitting there playing chess. Finally, they caught him and they imprisoned him. And they asked him, "Why did you not run away?" He said, "Nobody came to put my shoes on." That is the level of alasya, pramada, and nidra. And look, we see this, isn't it, in very affluent societies where people don't have to do anything for themselves. So everything is done for them. They end up being this because they don't know what else is there in life unless you are as intelligent as a Buddha. Do you see what I'm saying? And there is another set of people who, either because of previous samskaras or because of some sort of a false direction or guidance, they go into sannyasa very quickly. I mean, if you have got a real strong samskaras from previous life, of having done this preparation of vanaprastha, then that's fine. Like Adi Shankara, at the age of 8, he knew he wanted to be a sannyasi. But not most people are like that in the world. If you forcefully or under some disaster or something, some heartbreak happens in your life, or something happens, and then you suddenly think this world is a place of misery and you want to escape from it as a method of escapism, if you take up monkhood or you want to go and join an ashram or become a swami or go to the Himalayas, then also the chances of your failing are quite high. That's why the Shastras encourage you to go through the varnashramas. They want you to go through the brahmacharya, grihastha before you come to vanaprastha. Because they want you to experience the samsara, indulge your senses, engage in the world, get tired, and then realize that it is tiring. Rather than hearing from somebody it is tiring and trying to jump into the final step without actually experiencing it yourself. Do you see this? So the tamasic way is pramada, alasya, nidra. Making the same mistakes every weekend, doing the same thing, overeating, oversleeping, binge watching. This is pramada. Alasya, becoming so lazy, nidra, sleep. Or you go through the rajasic activities, avidya, kama, and karma. But there is also a way of doing it in a very sattvic way. When you get a weekend, you feel, okay, today my sadhana will be uninterrupted. Every day in the morning, I have only 20 minutes or 30 minutes before I have to get ready for work. Today it is not there. Let me have a relaxed sadhana. Let me go for a run. I always wanted to read this. Let me sit and read this. Let me listen to a few shlokas and try to interpret it the way I understand. Let me listen to some knowledge. Let me write a poem, you know. Let me engage in some seva activity. Let me help out something. For some time, use this time to actually fill your life with something so effective, so fruitful, so sattvic, uh, so rewarding. Okay, so when you do a lot of sattvic activities, then automatically your prana comes up. And when you are able to sustain your prana for longer time, then your intuition becomes higher, the intellect sharpens, there is clarity in your thinking and your understanding, and you will experience more and more harmony in life. You will get to a stage where you feel everything is okay. Life is perfect as it is, absolutely fine. When this ability comes to see divinity in everything, in good things and bad things, because what? Ishavasya sarvam yat kinchat jagatyam jagat. Everything in the world is permeated by that one. My enemy is also God, my friend is also God. My hurting leg is also divine, and my tasting beautiful tongue is also divine. Everything is divine, depending on different factors. Sometimes some things may be pleasant, may be unpleasant, does not matter, but it's all divinity itself permeating. This is sattvic way of looking at it. When this sattvic way dawns upon you, when you are able to fill your life, that is why, as I earlier said, the silence courses, the weekend Friday long kriyas, the satsangs, if you put those things as part of your routine, then you will come to this realization of what? Life is beautiful. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. It is truth, it's auspicious life, and it is so beautiful. Why do many people get stuck at the tamasic level? Because their mind fails them. The mind is not strong. There is no discipline. The discipline is essential. The yoga, pranayamas, they are all very helpful. Lack of discipline will take you to tamasic attitude of pramada, alasya, and yadda. The mind fails you. When the rajasic activities take over, what happens? The intellect is failing. You are not able to move beyond a particular level of intellect. You understand that God is everywhere. You even understand the explanations given in the Vedanta, in the Upanishads. Oh, I understand this. But somewhere it doesn't touch you very deeply to make sure that it is your reality. Why? Because the intellect fails you. Why does the intellect fails you? Because that which is being proposed, that you are God, is difficult to acknowledge. Why? Because it is too close to you. And you can't see it that clear. Something becomes very close, you can't see it very clearly. And it is too simple. The mind says something this simple cannot be true. And it is too good to be true. Isn't it? It's too close. It is too simple. It is too good to be true. And in our experience, anything that ticks these three boxes is probably a dream like. It is probably not true. You're dreaming, you're daydreaming everything. So your intellect fails you. So you get stuck in the rajasic type of activities and you fill your time with rajasic activity. Only when you can meditate and cross the intellect, then you'll be able to fill your life with the sattvic activities. Are you getting what I'm saying? So wake up, actively let go of all the things that are draining your prana. Prioritize. Your time is running out. You had enough of socializing, enough of worrying, enough of gossiping, enough of indulging, and whatnot. Now actively fill that time with something very sattvic, with music, with art, whatever you wanted to learn for a long time in your life, dance, new languages, service, meditation. Put more and more attention on yourself and less on things and people around you. Then you will realize, get to this state of Satyam Shivam Sundaram. This life is truth, life is beautiful, life is auspicious. So, with this background, let's look into the final four shlokas of the Upanishad. These four shlokas are like the final prayer. You have realized that you haven't got much time, you're almost on your deathbed, and how do you see your life that has passed so far, and how do you move on from here? In the previous session, we saw how Vidya and Avidya, Prakriti and Purusha, are two sides of the same coin. They are not contradictory, they are complementary. So the Rishi said, don't ignore one and nourish just the other. You have to nourish both, you have to hold hands with both, then move. Only one who balances these both will be able to attain immortality. Now, these four shlokas are when you are towards the end of your life, what are your realizations? Or it can also be when you've reached a particular state of maturity in your practices, how do you see life? हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यपाहितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन्नपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये. It's a very poetic expression. Hiranmayena patrina, as if a golden vessel. The rays of the sun are compared to a golden vessel. So these four shlokas are the final prayer of the departing body. The body has grown old, weak, the strength has come down, the senses are fading. So now there is an urgency to realize what is important, what is not important. So the departing body, it looks at life and says, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pahitam mukham. See, if you look at the moon, you can stare at it. You can look at it closely. You can see some things on its surface as well. But the same cannot be said about the sun because the rays are pretty bright or won't be able to look deep into the sun. So here the Rishi is saying, oh God, you should remember that in those ages, sun was considered as the ultimate divinity because all life emanates and is dependent on the sun. It's only later the other deities came into vogue. If you look at any ancient civilization, the Egyptian, the Native Americans, or ancient Vedic civilization, sun is given utmost importance. So here, considering sun as the ultimate god, the Rishi is saying, your rays are like the golden vessel. The golden rays of you are bright. And what are they doing? Satya Sapahitam Mukham. They are hiding your true nature. What is truth is hidden inside you. But because your rays are so strong and they are coming out, we are unable to look deep into you. The rays of the sun are the light in which you see existence, you perceive world. It is called golden because it is not only bright, it is also attractive. It appears precious. So this creation is only visible to me through you, through your light. And this creation is, you have made it so attractive that I'm lost in it. If I have to look beyond this, I have to keep this aside. These golden rays, which are burning brightly and dazzling me, I need to keep them aside. Only then I can see what is inside you. Tattvam Pushan Napavruno. Please keep this aside. Keep this brightly burning rays aside so that I can uncover what is hidden in you. What is hidden? Satya Dharmaya Drishtaya. Let me see what is Satya and what is Dharma. Satya is what is. What is the reality of existence? What is it that is eternal? And Dharma is living by this Satya is Dharma. Only when you realize what is Satya, you can live along its lines. Living along the lines of Satya is Dharma. When you don't realize Satya, then Asatya you assume as Satya. The unreal, the temporary world, and with all its glitter, you assume it as reality. And taking that as reality, you form your own life around it as if it is the ultimate. So he says, as long as your rays are burning brightly and I cannot look deep inside you, I'll get lost in this samsara, in this world. Getting lost in asatya is samsara. Finding Satya and living by it is Dharma. So here he says, O Sun God, through your golden rays, which are like a golden vessel, you have hidden the truth inside you. keep it aside. Or give me the strength to separate the glitter from your essence, separate the manifest from the source, so that I can see what is the truth, and from there I can get the strength and direction to live by the truth, which is dharma. पूषन्नेकर्षे यमसूर्य प्राजापत्य व्यूह रश्मीन् समूह तेजः यत्ते रूपं कल्याणतमं तत्ते पश्यामि यो असावसौ पुरुषः सो अहमस्मि. Pusha means sun again. Ekarshe Yamasurya. O sun, you are the sole traveler of the skies. You alone are sufficient to illuminate the whole world. Prajapatya. Prajapatya means one who is the son of Prajapati. In the scriptures, if you see, Prajapati was the first son of Brahma, and Daksha Prajapati is Brahma. And among his first 14 creations, Surya is one of them. So he says Prajapati's son, Surya. Vyuha Rashmin Samoha. You appear to us as a cluster of bright, glorious rays. Tejah yatte rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami. When I get the ability to see through your rays into who you are, your glorious form, if I'm able to comprehend beyond the rays, kalyanatamam tatte yatte rupam kalyanatamam. Your glorious and auspicious form that is hidden beyond the Tejaha, so Rashmi Samoha, beyond the bright cluster of rays. When I am able to see your true form, then I realize that Yo asavasau purushaha so ahamasmi. What is making you bright is what keeping me alive. It is the same source in you as well as in me. We are common in that the same divinity is burning brightly in both of us. The same Purusha who is in you, he is in me as well. And thank you for this opportunity and the strength to help me to keep this world aside so that I realize that there is no difference between you and me. Vayur anilam amritam atha idam basmantam shariram. Om. Kruto smara krutam smara kruto smara krutam smara. When you go to sleep, how do you enter sleep? Do you enter willingly, happily, wanting to be in its lap? Or do you go there forcefully, as sometimes when a child does not want to go to sleep, you keep patting it, you keep singing it, you keep switching off the light? Most of us go to sleep willingly, loving its company, wanting to be there. In the same way, can you approach death knowing that you will come out of it on the other side? You go to sleep willingly because you are sure you will come out of it to the other side. But death is also similar. It's probably a longer sleep or a sleep in which you enter in one body and come out in another body. So, here, as this process is happening, as the body, as the senses are all become weak and are dropping into the subtle body, are being absorbed into the subtle body, just like it happens in the sleep, and everything starts appearing distant. What are the final things that happens? Vayur anilam amritam athaidam. This prana in me that is keeping me alive is slowly disappearing and becoming one with the air outside. Basmantam shariram. The fire is slowly engulfing me and burning it down into ashes. Dust is becoming dust. The elements are returning to elements. Om. Om is the beginning as well as the conclusion, as well as the intermittent pause. Here he says Om. You can take it as anything. It is the end of something or the beginning of something else or the pause in between two phases. Om. But then he says something very important. Kruto smara, krutam smara, kruto smara, krutam smara. O mind, O subtle body, who is now lifting yourself from this gross body and going away to find another one, before you pick another body, remember your deeds, remember your deeds. When you leave this body, what goes along, what goes ahead, what goes on is the subtle body with all the impressions. What are the impressions? The impressions are born out of your actions, desires, and intentions. If the mind is happy, contented, then there are fewer desires and fewer impressions. When there are fewer desires, then there is lot more peace. You do remember this, isn't it? When there's too much happening in your mind, you cannot go to sleep easily. You should have this ability to put your world aside to enter into sleep. Similarly, here the rishi is saying, oh mind, remember your actions. What goes with you is just the impressions. You are carrying the karma with you, the body you are leaving behind, but you cannot escape from the karma which has happened through this body and the mind company. So at this point, remember all that you did, all that you could have done, all that you did not do, and all that you did and you regret now. Remember your deeds so that you don't repeat these mistakes again. Your ultimate aim is to become free, but by attaching yourself to the world and to the actions and desires, you have gone deeper into the world. At least now remember, remember, remember. Now, this is a very beautiful uh, technique which is prescribed in Jains, I'm told, that every time you go to sleep, you live your life backwards for that day. You go through the whole process of the day. Okay, the last half an hour, what was I doing? I was preparing the bed. An hour before that, I was having my dinner. 2 hours before that, I just come from work. All these things, just go back till you woke up in the morning. By reliving the whole day, whatever impressions were incomplete, were not fully expressed during the day, they will become uncovered, unraveled, and then you don't carry that burden of impressions anymore. And also, you have reflected upon the whole day's activity, and you decided this is something which I should do more, this is something which I should not have done. So, here the Rishi is telling you apply the same principle as you lift off the body, O mind. Kruto smara, krutam smara, kruto smara, krutam smara. Remember your deeds, remember your deeds, remember your deeds. For the deeds create impressions, the impressions push you into another body. If you are aware and alert, then you will know what you want from your next life, and such a life, such a body can be obtained by you. Agne naya supataraye asmin vishwani deva vayunani vidwan योद्यमस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां te nama uktim vidhema. Agnenaya supatharai. Again, he's telling the fire god, take me to a new path. There is the Shukla Gati and the Krishna Gati, the Surya Nadi and the Chandra Nadi, which Krishna also speaks about in the Gita. The Shukla Gati is the bright path, which is the path of the Uttarayana, where the sun is closest to the earth and bright and is showering you with light and energy and wisdom. Walking along that path, you reach what's called as the Devaloka. Shuklagati, it is. It is said when somebody leaves the body with the breath moving through his right nostril in contentment and peace, in alertness, right nostril indicates alertness as well. In awareness and alertness, he moves to the Devaloka. And when the body departs the breath in the left nostril, they go to the Pitraloka, Krishnagati. And if the breath is moving equally in both the nostrils, and you're fully alert, then you go to the Brahmaloka, the city of the enlightened, the place, the realm of the wise. So here he's saying, now as I am moving on to another realm, oh fire god, show me the right path. Show me which path is most prosperous, most beneficial for me. Agne naya supatharai, show me this new bright beneficial path for me. Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan. O Lord of this world, Vidwan, the wise one who knows all my deeds, you know all about me. I can't hide anything from you. Vayunani. Vayunani means all the sins I have committed, all my actions, you know. My good actions and bad actions, all like which I'm carrying the impressions with me, you know all of them. There is nothing to hide from. You are the Vidwan, you are the Deva, and you are the Vidwan. Yudhyamasmat Juhurana Meno. And you also know that all these sins which I have committed, all these inappropriate activities that have happened through me, how have they happened? Only in ignorance. Only in darkness I have committed these activities which are now pushing me into another body. All I can do now is recognize them and Bhuishtamte Nama Uktim Vidhema. I have no limbs now to bow down to you. I only have the impressions of the chants I have done to you. So in my mind, I will remember you again and again. Te nama uktim vidhema. I will prostrate to you in my mind, chanting your name again and again. This is all I can do. But I have realized what I have done, what I should have done. You please make sure that I follow a bright and more prosperous path in the next lifetime. Agne Naya Supatharai. Oh fire god, take me on a bright, new, rejuvenating path. If this could be your last thought while leaving this body, I recognize my limitation, I realize what I did, I'm okay with it. I know that all that I did, which I should not have done, have been done in ignorance. But now, as I'm moving into a new realm, oh divine, take me through the right way. Take me through the right way. Instead of, oh, I should have been here, I should have done, no, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Instead of moving in a sense of panic or darkness or pain or suffering mode, if we can go with a sense of contentment and peace and alertness, then your journey becomes a lot more beneficial as you move on. And thus the Upanishad is completed, and it completes with the same Shanti mantra which we started with. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. How can everything be complete? In this world, we don't see everything as complete. We see many things incomplete. That's why we are also remain unfulfilled. We don't see our life also complete or fulfilled because we see a lot of deficiencies, lot of holes in it. But here the Rishi is saying everything is perfect and complete as it is. When can you experience that everything is perfect as it is? Everything is wonderful as it is. That is also given in the first shloka of the Upanishad, isn't it? Ishavasya sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat. If you are able to see divinity in all aspects of existence, your friend is also divine, your enemy also divine. Pleasure is also divine, pain is also divine. Success is also divine, failure is also divine. Everything is permeated by divinity. If we can get through this phase, if we can realize this, then it is very easy to see that everything is complete. Purnamada, Purnamida. There is a story. There was a woodcutter who used to sell his wood to the villagers. One day it so happened a businessman was touring in that area. He saw the wood which this woodcutter was selling to the villagers and thought this is a good quality wood. This can be used to make big furnitures, build palaces and stuff. So he said, why don't you give them to me? I'll give you a better price. So the woodcutter then started supplying the wood to this businessman. And the businessman had a big emporium, furniture showroom. He was supplying to the royal palace and everywhere else. So one day he said, when his son had grown up a little bit after a few years, he said, today I will take you to the city where we will show what they are going to do with our woods. You go and see, it will be very interesting. So he took him to that factory or this showroom and then told somebody that give my son a tour. So the boy was taken around by a member of the furniture company, and then he said, look, all this is made by the wood your father has supplied. Look, this is the door, this is the table, this is the chair, this is the window frame, this is the bed. So after the tour, the boy came back to the father with a slightly puzzled look. And the father asked, how was it? Did you like it? It's interesting. But I don't understand why this person is saying all this. I think he's a little bit crazy. But anyway, I didn't want to insult him by saying this. The father says, why? No, he's showing wood everywhere and telling it by different names. He's showing something and saying it is a table. He's showing something, saying it's a bed, saying it's a door. But it's all wood only. I'm seeing only wood there. This is how the enlightened see the world. An unenlightened person sees the name and form first and then sees the essence, sees the wave first and then realizes the water aspect of it. Whereas the enlightened sees water first and then sees, oh, this water is like a wave. When an enlightened looks at people around, not just people, anything in creation, he only sees Brahman, the pure consciousness. And they say, oh, this consciousness is expressing itself as this person, who is very pleasant. There as that person who is acting a little bit stupid, as this person who is crying, as that person who is enjoying life. So it's all just the same consciousness. He is also perfect, he is also perfect, that is also perfect, this is also perfect, because divine permeates through everything. Ishavasya sarvam yat kinchit yagatam jagat. With this sense of completeness, let's finish this Upanishad and then stay with this sense of completeness and do this exercise every night whenever you can. When you go to bed, just it hardly takes 2 or 3 minutes for you to slowly take your mind backwards through all the deeds you did during the day. It's a very powerful exercise. It will reduce the dreams you have. It will make your sleep much better. You are very, with lot of awareness, you're releasing your dreams. And who knows, if this becomes a habit, maybe at the time of death you are able to let go easily as well. This could be your preparation for death. It has to happen today or tomorrow. Yeah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ